Hello, everyone. Today we are going to be joined by the ladies of Above the Flame Cigars. I'm waiting for all of them to log in right now. So I'm so excited. I met these ladies in July at the DMV Super Herf, and there's two of the ladies now.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I am great. I have the rebellion here.
Nice.
Oh, good.
Let me tell you, I have held on to this since July. I bought this in July.
Wow.
I had this one in Southeast.
Yes.
I mistakenly let someone pick a cigar and they picked the Southeast.
No. Oh.
And then they proceeded to tell me how great it was. So I held on to this one because I leave it at home because I'm like, I'm not making that mistake again.
Right.
Make sure you get another Southeast.
We have to make sure you get you exactly, Coco. Yeah, we got to get you another Southeast.
Okay, so I want you all to introduce yourselves.
Okay.
I think we're wait. Are we waiting for Kareem?
Yes.
Okay, so we're waiting on Kareen. Okay.
Well,
She should be coming in
Now.
shortly. Yeah, she should be coming shortly.
while we wait, we can do
Absolutely.
the introduction.
Yes.
Okay.
Hi, Coco Cigar Cutie. My name is Rochelle, and I am one of the partners of Above the Flame Cigars. My main responsibility is making sure we have tons of product in stock. So I make sure that our cigars are always well stocked and that, we have some type of special or, limited edition cigar while we, as we go through the months, we meet on Tuesdays and we try to make sure that every Tuesday that we meet that we decide on during the seasons what special edition or limited edition cigar that we're going to have.
Oh, okay.
I'm LaShawn. Hello.
Hello.
For her.
Yes.
Yes.
I am responsible for funding for the most part, money. So I'm the money person.
Yes.
Okay.
But, dealing with product and helping her on deciding what we're going to offer, flavors, things like that.
Okay.
Hi, Miss Coco Cigar Cutie. I'm Sherry. I'm a little confused about my role, so I just do a little bit of everything. No, I'm just teasing. I'm just teasing you. I primarily focus on, our marketing aspect. Doing things like our, getting our, reaching out to our retailer market and working on our distribution efforts so that we can be on retail shelves and things of that nature, marketing events. We all kind of chip in on the different marketing aspects. But so that's been my primary focus.
Okay. And Miss Corinne?
How are you?
Yes, she is.
I'm good.
I'm sorry I came in a little late. I see they're answering a question. So what was the question?
Introducing ourselves.
Okay, well, I'm Corrine. I'm also one of the partners. I do a little bit of everything. I do a little bit of marketing, a little bit of distribution. I just kind of jump in wherever it's needed.
Okay. So who was the brainchild of this? Who decided that we're going to sell cigars?
Rochelle, I was gonna say you better speak up.
Yes, I'm the culprit, but I have to say that when I was thinking about this, it was easy for me to choose who I wanted my partners to be. And not only because they're my family, but because I felt that we could all bring some type of aspect to this business to make it grow, make it well, and just all the ideas that we have as a team is just phenomenal. And so that's why I chose not just my cousins, but my partners. That I know that they know how to do business. I know that they can maneuver and do a lot of different things. So that's how we got started. I just text them, hey, you guys want to start a cigar brand?
She had a lot of time, Coco, during her during COVID.
Okay.
So she had a lot of time to think about these things.
I was going to ask, did this begin as the result of COVID and everyone being at, working from home, stay-at-home orders and all that? Or was this already something you thought about, but COVID gave you the push to say, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and do it?
The latter. I don't think, yes, COVID played a role because it gave me time to think about some things. And, working remotely, I had a bit of more time than usual. But also just talking to my three partners and saying, hey, what do you guys think about this? How do you feel about us getting together and starting this brand? And, they was for it. And we've done, I think, pretty well thus far.
Okay. And so how did the name Above the Flame come about? Whose name, who came up with the name?
We threw a lot of names out there. So it was just parts that we all, that we all just came and say, okay, that will work. And then we was like, hey, when people like their cigars, it's always above the flame.
Mm-hmm.
So that is how we, I finalized that name.
Mm-hmm. So Corinne, so was that one that you said, okay, I can get behind this name? Like, was the entire process, I know it with 4 different personalities.
Mhm.
What names didn't make the cut?
So, and this is just my perception of it. So, when you're looking at other lounges and how people were naming their cigars, it was always this and that, amber and ash, fire and smoke, ice and water, it was those kind of names. And we were going down that road as well. And then myself trying to detected at the front door. Gather more information just about cigars, period, right? I'm just reading all kinds of stuff. And I was reading something and it said, you light your cigar above the flame. And it just kind of jumped out. And so I took it to the ladies, along with all the other names that we had came up with, and we all agreed. I think also it was different. It wasn't the normal this and that. And just above the flame kind of spoke to who we were. We are a cut above. We are classy. We are elegant. We are different. We are different from everybody else. And our name is different. It's not the 2 words like everybody else is doing.
Right. And you know what? And I think that speaks to the 4 of you individually, because let me tell you something. When I saw you all's poster behind you at her, I'm like, oh, okay, they giving all of it.
Thank you.
You know what I liked about it? Because you're right. Most of them is sexy ash, or it always has a connotation of sex. And above the flame, and the way that you present it is classy and sexy, not just sex.
Right.
So so whose idea was it for the whole photo of the 4 of you just, sitting on the royal blue couch? And because I got a feeling I might know who was behind that, but I just want to see if my guess is right.
I think it was
no. It was Rochelle's idea. The location was Rochelle's idea. I remember her saying, do it here. I wasn't going to say that, but okay.
But I think
Rochelle's idea was, because we were all talking about a photo shoot, because I think people were curious about who we were and all of that stuff.
You stuck, cuz.
Hello?
Oh, she
froze.
And she told the location
you
as
froze,
well.
so we didn't get to hear everything because you froze at that point.
So you might as well get used, because I'm always the one that's freezing out of the group. It's always me. So it was Rochelle. I think because everybody was curious about who we were and probably
Yeah.
what we looked like and all of that. I believe it was Rochelle, or maybe it was a group thing saying we needed to do a photo shoot. Rochelle chose the location.
Mhm.
Rochelle chose the location. We got a really good photographer.
Yeah.
And to be honest, he was like, do this, do that. But a lot of that was just natural. The way we sat was natural. It was all just natural, just who we are and how we move. What came out of it was what we normally, that depicts who we really are.
So how
Yes.
long have you all been smoking cigars? And who was the first one to get into smoking cigars?
Say, go on and
Rochelle.
say
Go
it.
ahead,
Seems to be the start of all of this.
Wait. Yeah, so I
Take
have
her
been
back.
smoking. I've been smoking for probably 19 years, maybe a little bit longer, off and on. And I remember it was some years ago before I even really got into cigar smoking. I was in Puerto Rico visiting my uncle, and he, I had went out one night with one of my girlfriends, and there was a guy outside the nightclub hand rolling cigars. And so I was like, oh, I would like to try that. I had no clue. And needless to say, I think I got a little ill from smoking because I had no clue, but it sparked my interest. And I was like, let me start doing some research and just things about cigar smoking. I kind of liked it, but I didn't like the feeling because I probably wasn't doing it properly. But then once I got into it, and how now to this day, how much it has expanded, and all the different cigars that we have access to, and we can smoke anything we want. So that was,
go ahead.
No, that was how I started smoking. And I was smoking for a long time, but basically solo, because a lot of people wasn't smoking back then.
Right.
But it was nice that my first experience, at least I knew, okay, the respect of smoking cigars is knowing how to do it properly and then figuring out what you like and don't like.
So how did you all come up with the different blends for the cigars that you have? Now, because it happened during COVID, I'm sure you weren't traveling a whole lot of places. So how did you come up with the blends for each of your, with each one, like Rebellion, Southeast, and all of those? How did you come up with them?
It
a
was
whole lot of testing.
Yeah, we did a lot of smoking.
Whole lot of smoking.
And it's not, the thing, even with COVID going on and, travel restrictions and all of that. However, mail still operated.
Right.
So, we were able to say, okay, a lot of our cigars are out of the Dominican. So we were able to say, okay, we want these blends. We did a lot of research and work. We put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into this. It wasn't just, oh, let's choose this because it looks good. We had to smoke in order to figure out what would work. And Sean, being the other smoker like me, we were able to figure out, convince our other two partners, okay, these blends would be nice. We had to learn about our leaves, our strains, our wrappers, binders, and our fillers. We had to learn all of that before we made a choice. We didn't just choose because we wanted to throw some cigars out there. The 7 cigars we had, we really put some blood, sweat, and tears into this.
And so how long did it take? How long did it take for you to come out with the very first cigar? And which one is the very first one?
Corrine, you want to answer that?
So our flagship is the Southeast. And so we chose that one because there was a way for us to pay homage. We all come from Southeast DC. It was a rough and tumble upbringing, but we wouldn't be who we are without those experiences. And we are very much about community. And so it wasn't one of those things where, oh, well, we haven't made it yet, but I made it and now I forget where I come from. And so it was just our way to pay homage. And so the Southeast is our full body. Rochelle and Sean smoke a whole bunch of cigars, different blends, different wrappers, Nicaraguan with this with that. And to be honest, a lot of it, they were like, no. And because at the end of the day, because of how we look, I'm gonna say that, and because we're women, it was imperative that we put something out that was quality. And the only way for us to know if it was quality was that we had to smoke it. So Sean and Rochelle did a lot of the heavy lifting in that area, and we deferred to them. We trusted their judgment. They had more experience, especially more experience than I did. And so we had to just defer to them. And when they gave the thumbs up, we went with it.
So did all four of you have to agree on the blend, or
Yes.
was it
Yeah.
okay?
Yes,
Yeah.
all four of us have to agree on everything.
Everything we do.
We don't always agree, but we try to sit down and figure it out.
Right.
Okay, why not this with this? Because there were cigars, especially we named all our cigars. We picked our wrappers, meaning our bands, excuse me, our cigar bands. And it's a effort for all, it's important for all of us to really test our product in terms of what it looks like, what it tastes like, and get feedback from people as well.
Exactly.
So how, when you came up with it and you wanted feedback, who did you look to for that feedback?
Anybody but us.
Yeah. I think, and I know too, especially Sean and Rochelle, as they're smoking, they know a lot of people and visited a lot of different lounges. So it was really, going to the lounges as well. And they can, definitely testify to that, to say, hey, all right, Joe, hey, Cliff, you want to try this? This is what we're thinking about doing. Not saying anything, just, hey, got a cigar here, try this and see what you think. And just kind of getting that blind feedback, not really giving a lot of information where it comes from. And even today, as we do our sales, when we do events and things of that nature, we're always asking online, if you have, when orders and stuff go out, give us your feedback, good, bad, and indifferent, because we will only be as successful as our customers make us. So we take all that in stride and all that into consideration.
So when you have the 7, is there any plans to have more, how many do you plan to have in the Above the Flame line?
Right now, I think with the 7, and you guys can jump in on this as well. With the 7, we are really happy with our 7. And as I said in the beginning, when it comes to product, we always sit down and discuss, okay, do we want a special edition for this quarter? Or do we, like, for instance, we have petite cigars that really went very well. We decided, okay, we're gonna start selling petites and these flavors, which we have cognac, cinnamon, and Grand Marnier. And it to our surprise and shock, they went I think within a week.
We expected to only sell them through the summer. So we said 30 September, that was it. We were gonna get rid of them. But when we had first gotten them out there, we put them on the table at one of the events and they were sold out. We had about 15 packs. They were sold out in 10 minutes.
Wow.
Remember too, when we did the very first batch that we tried, Rochelle came back and said, well, all the petites are gone. And within that first week, it wasn't a full week. It was like, whenever they came in, it might've been like by the end of that Friday, she was like, well, they're all gone. It was like, oh my gosh, already? And we hadn't started we really wasn't pushing and advertising. We were just telling people. And they were, oh yeah, well, let me order that. And they were gone. So then we ordered the big batch and they were gone too. They were really, they were a big hit and surprise between men, among men and women.
Right. And I found that a lot of men, even though they, for whatever reason, they won't admit that they do like the flavored cigars. A lot of men like flavored cigars. And I'm like, okay, but you kind of clown people. I see you on the side being like, oh, okay, oh, that's a flavored cigar. And then you go out to your car and you're smoking a flavored cigar, sir. Like, come on now. Let's not use that.
That's right.
see them smoking cinnamon. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, okay.
Yeah. And that's why it's important that you do what you want to do when it comes
Absolutely.
to what you smoke, how you smoke it, flavor or not. Because we were quite surprised that men were buying these petites. But then I kind of chalked it up to thinking that, you know, people sometimes want to smoke quickly, not quickly,
True.
but they don't want to always smoke big cigars. So I was like, okay, you guys, what do you all think about us doing the petites? Because we had tested the petites along with when we was testing our 7 cigars, you know, but we never introduced them. We said, we're going to start with these 7. And then, like I said, we try to come together and come up with ideas for product to keep us from, you know, just our 7, just to introduce something to spice it up, even though we back our 7 cigars very much so. But we just wanted something that would, you know, every quarter or every few months offer, you know, something different to the public, just to see their response.
Okay, so moving forward, you're gonna keep the petites out. Is that what I'm hearing? You're gonna keep those out, or is that gonna be like a quarterly special?
Right now, it looks like we're going to keep them. We're gonna right now we are gonna keep them at least until 31 December. We're gonna get through that, see how they sell, see what the response is. You know, maybe it was just a summer thing, but something tells me it wasn't because of course we still have people that are still ordering them,
right?
Even prior to us getting them back in stock. So
right,
yeah,
we already have orders.
Yes,
so we're like, okay, they're coming, y'all. We promise.
So
right.
We're back with it right now, but yeah. So at least until 31.
So what? Besides being a woman in this industry, what was the biggest obstacle that you had when you got your 7 cigars? You got them all. It's like, okay, the 4 of you seem like you're a really well-oiled machine. You got your 7. Now, what's the biggest thing that you both had? You all 4 of you came to a Tuesday meeting and said, I can't believe.
I mean, just the tobacco industry is something.
It is.
The tobacco industry is something. So, you know, us having to find people that would do business with us, banks and all of that, everything dealing with tobacco is, you know, a challenge.
Yeah,
It's
and we find that at every corner, every time we go down a certain street. But you know, we learn to pivot. We like Rochelle said earlier, we learn to just, you know, figure it out and get through it. Through it.
But our challenges, it wasn't so much the you know, in terms of sales or anything of that nature. It was more the paperwork. It was we are licensed tobacconists. We have our EIN. We have all our stuff in order. But there's been roadblocks that we had to really break through, and it wasn't as easy as I don't think it was, we were thinking it was going to be easy, but it was more of a challenge than we thought it was going to be. But we still try to find ways that we can think of that could keep us flowing and, you know, keep people coming back for our product.
So what's next? What do you see is next? I mean, you're conquering this cigar game. Like the kudos is for family members. I mean, I know, you know how families can be now. Yeah, let's be clear. We know how family can get. So to have 4 strong Black women in the same family doing this, what do you see going forward? What is the next step for Above the Flame?
Okay, and I mean,
anybody jump in?
Yeah, I think because we're family, we are determined. We are determined to keep this going and to keep our brand growing. In terms of what we see going forward, it's just getting better, making sure our product is fresh, making sure that we can still, as a small boutique cigar brand, we can still compete with bigger brands, with other brands, you know, and still, you know, offer something that people want to smoke, you know, and making sure that we just keep our product together. And then we still also behind the scenes is together. You know, like you said, it's 4 strong Black women. We're family. And it's our determination. We are so determined to keep this going and keep on top of things when it comes to our brand. Because this is our baby. This is something we created together. And we our own investment, our own everything. We don't owe banks any money or anything of that nature. This is something we did. And so that's where our determination and our strength comes into play.
So do all of you still have a 9 to 5?
Yes. Oh,
Yes. Yeah, we do. We
Trying to get
do.
on trying to get on
And believe it or not, Coco, today is October the 5th. We have a little less than 2 weeks and we'll be marked upon our 1st year anniversary.
Yes.
Wow. Any big plans? What's the big plans?
to keep on growing stronger, sitting down, mapping out our 2nd year plans, our future plans. Like Rochelle said, you know, bringing the products to the people, wanting to expand on our distribution, our marketing in whatever format that comes in, and just being able to offer a good product, being wholesome, you know, our integrity, our ethics, all that, our professionalism, our customer service. We want to continue to offer that as a boutique brand because, you know, we all know in any business, a lot of that stuff falls by the wayside. So we want to make sure we stay.
Yes.
So when you meet on Tuesdays, do you have like an agenda that this is what we're discussing tonight or today or this week, and we got to get it done?
Yeah. We talk about everything from our finances to our events to what we might want to change.
Marketing,
marketing. We send out like press and marketing packages to people, you know, just to get on people's shelves. We're trying to be on shelves if we can. But in the meantime, us being e-commerce is a big deal because, you know, of course, with cigar and tobacco and all that being highly regulated, it's difficult. It's difficult to stay above and abreast of what's going on out here. It really is hard because the challenges come into play because the government's involved, the state, you know, a lot of things are involved when it comes to us being on this playing field.
So what do y'all have coming up? Like, okay, the 1st year anniversary is coming up. Are you all going to PR week? I mean, I know that's down in Puerto Rico, and then there's something coming up. I think in Tampa, something else is coming up. So do you have any events that you're going to be at that you're going to be, you know, selling your cigars?
Yes,
we do. Go ahead.
But we have a couple of local events I know coming up.
But we also got
and we have the event in Texas. We have the event in Texas at Allure Jazz and Cigar Lounge. And that's in DeSoto, right, Kareem? Yeah, the beginning of December the 10th. We have a couple of good events in November. Am I missing anything, team?
No, not that I could think of. But our next out of town event is going to be in DeSoto, Texas.
Yeah. And we've done a lot of. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
We've done a lot of events this past summer. I mean, we've hit some of the cigar, you know, the major cigar events, PCW. Kareem has been out in Milwaukee, a couple of events out there. It's just, we've been hitting it hard. We have a huge place here, Hennessy Creek here in Brandywine, Maryland. And we have been like at their events, their cigar and chill, which was the first Friday of every month, I believe it was. So we've gotten a lot of, we've been doing Harley Davidson events. We've just been we have been really, really busy this summer. No ifs, ands, and buts about it.
So do you all look for events to do, or is that just one person looks for the event?
No, all of us do. Yep, all of us do. And we bring it back to our Tuesday meeting. And, you know, also with the events, the connections that we make, all the networking that we do, a lot of people now are starting to reach out to us for events. Bigger events or small events. Also, we do what's very good too, is that we also do, you know, private events, you know, for someone who is doing a birthday celebration, or a retirement event party or something, they want, they want to sell cigars. So we want to give cigars away. So they'll purchase, procure our services, and we'll go in and set everything up and, be there to talk about our brand and, and have, and get exposure that way as well.
Okay. Well, I have an event coming up on December 9th, 10th, and 11th, which, it happened by accident. So it's like my followers on TikTok and Instagram was like, well, when are we going to hang out, meet up and all this? And then it just literally spiraled out of control. So I'll send you all information. I'll send you all information about it. So tell us where we can find, I know we can find you on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. We're on Facebook.
And Twitter.
Okay, so it's all Above the Flame on all of the social media outlets.
Yes.
No,
Twitter is which one? I'm sorry, go ahead, Corinne.
Twitter is Above Flame.
Above
It's
Flame.
just Above Flame.
Okay.
Facebook and Instagram is Above the Flame Cigars.
Okay.
And Twitter's just Above Flame. Yeah.
And
Okay,
also our website.
And don't put,
It's www.abovetheflamecigars.com.
Okay. But www.abovetheflamescigar. No,
Flame is singular, cigars is plural.
Yes.
got you. Okay. So, okay. Everybody heard that. Everybody listen, I've been drinking bourbon.
That's okay. You
Don't
can
worry,
do
we're
your
about to
show.
do
You can do
it
what you
too.
want to do.
Listen, I'm trying to get into this whole bourbon and whiskey thing. So people was like, oh, you got to try this and that. And so I've been sipping all day. So
Okay.
well, I'm retired. So when you're retired, happy hour starts at 9 o'clock in the morning. So,
Hey, because it's happy hour somewhere in the world.
exactly.
5 o'clock somewhere.
Happy hour starts when you want to.
That's right.
Right. And mine started at 9 a.m. today.
All right now. Nothing wrong with that.
Listen, I can't wait to meet up with everybody, have a cigar. I'm keeping my rebellion.
Okay. Well, we
We're going to get you your Southeast. We're going to replace your Southeast.
Because I was salty. When I say salty, I was salty. I was like, I think I literally did not talk to him for like 2 weeks. Like he kept calling. I was ghosting him. I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. I'll talk to you when I get over my saltiness. Now that I done brought it back up, I feel like I need to ghost him again because I'm just in my feelings still about it.
No, don't do that. You don't do that. It's okay. We're going to get you a Southeast. It's okay.
Oh, so, but I want to thank you all for joining me. I know it was like, hit and miss and win, and Devin was in the office, out of the office. He was like, well, the ladies, they emailed. I'm like, okay, take care of it tomorrow. We'll get it tomorrow. So I thank you all for joining me, and I wish you all the best and happy. I'm saying it first, happy first year anniversary.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I mean, you have a great product. The four of you, classy, sassy, sexy ladies.
Thank you.
So I can't wait to see you all, face to face. I'm gonna run at you like I'm on Price is Right.
Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Great rest of your week. And this Wednesday brings everything that you wanted to.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sweetie. We appreciate you. Thank you very much.
Have a great evening.
You too.
Cigar Cutie.